Hey guys, this is one that may or may not interest you. I'm setting up the new 150 Prado for touring, and the guy that makes our custom rear storage systems like this one here, he came up with this idea of using a fridge drawer. You know, that's the go, I think was what he said. I think that's the go. And then I sort of stopped and thought about it. I thought, well, so we're paying for a portable fridge, and then we're paying for a slide that, you know, okay, so you got to do this. So there's two movements, obviously, to get in and out of the fridge, right? And you've got a portable fridge, and you're not really portable if you're building into a storage system. So, and then you've got the space wasted. Like, we've built this tight, you know, to the lid, so you could even leave the clips off and this will hold the lid. It's not, you know, super tight, but worst case scenario, the clips broke or whatever, which haven't been managed to break in over 5 years. But anyway, if it happened, the lid's not going to go far, which is good, but we've still got a bit of space on the side because we kind of allowed a little bit for, you know, you got to allow for your hinge, the runners and that, the drawer slides, or the fridge slide, whatever you want to call it. And of course, if you put a bigger fridge in later, you've got to allow for that. Now, I've been looking at these different drawers, and he pointed out the Evercool one, which I'll give you some specifications on. It does freeze, it goes down to -16, they quote, +10. It's a 40 litre, they quote. It weighs about 35 kilos. It's quite wide. It's, you know, I think it's about 530 or something. Anyway, it worked out, it went across to about, you know, around about here somewhere. You know, let's go look. This opening's 440, so 550. I don't know, it went somewhere like that. It cut into this drawer a fair bit. Made me think sort of near the handle there anyway. So I had this idea of redesigning the whole thing. Anyway, it's all good, and then I thought, well, 40 litres a bit small anyway. It's not bad. I mean, we've got the 40 litre here, family of 4, we make do. You just got to think about what you do and what you're eating and all that sort of thing. So, but I thought, it's kind of a bit silly that we've got this whole contraption, and then we've got to tie the fridge down, and then we've got this is well set up again, but a lot of people have got wires dragging in and out, and they end up getting damaged and this sort of thing. And then, you know, so drawer fridge. So, anyway, been looking at the other brands. Obviously, Engel have got one too, and Dometic have got one as well. Now, I've got a 30 litre Dometic one here. I'm going to give you some information on that. For a start, it weighs about half. It's only about, they quote, I think, 18 kilos, right? And all the weight's on the back, which is good. So it's forward in the vehicle if you're using it like this, which is a good way to be. Getting the weight forward towards the axle or in front of that. Less weight behind the axle for handling purposes. That's another story. But anyway, 30 litre, I went, well, that's even smaller. But then I did some sizing up. Check this out, right? This thing, I measured it up. That's it. They probably quote 440 or something. I can tell you it's about, you know, I measured accurately before. This is just whatever demonstrates. It's about 430, just under 440 anyway. And my opening here, where the fridge is dead on 440. So I can't put it in there now because obviously this isn't high enough, and that has got a fridge in there. I'm not taking it out at this point, and it's not necessarily going to go in this vehicle. I'm toying up with the idea of putting 2 drawers in here to replace that fridge. And I've got I just picked up 2 Dometic drawers from Milandi Outdoor Adventure yesterday, and I got some other good news while I was there as well. So, but anyway, we'll get to that. It's another video. So I'm toying with the idea of putting these in there because they actually fit perfectly. It's crazy that I measured it up. They quote 250. It's around about 245, right? And what do you reckon I've got here? I've got just under 500. So it is actually, it's actually almost like it's designed and built for it. 2 drawers are going to fit in there perfectly. It's going to waste less space. Instead of having to go like this, open it all the way up, open the lids, whatever, and then dig deep down in a fridge, because this is what happens, right? Things get buried. You just literally, bang, one move and you're into your drawer, right? Now, the negative is you can't stand tall stuff up, like maybe not even your stubbies, you know? But cans, I'd say yes. Even the long life milks, the 1 litres, I'm not sure they're going to stand up. I'll have to check it out, I'll let you know. But this is really cool, and just shut it. How good's that? So imagine 2 of those here instead of this. I just reckon awesome idea. Price wise, yeah, the Evercool retails $8.99. You see it on special $7.99. we've currently got a deal set up in Oz Prado Crew or wherever. You just use the promotional code if you want. I'm just saying, I'm not recommending or not recommending, I'm just here to help. And while I was doing all the investigation, speaking to people, I just thought, if I can, hey, let's set up a deal where, mate, to be honest, it's a group buy where you're buying, you know, pretty close to the cost of what, you know, other sellers would buy it for. So there's no markup for anyone. Evercool's the only one's making a few dollars. 660 plus delivery, which is a bargain. 40 litre. It's got a 2-year warranty. Now this one, the Dometic, half the weight. I believe it's got a 3-year warranty. I could be wrong. You can check it all out yourself. Like I said, I got them from Melandy Outdoor Adventure, which you may not have heard of. They're in Thomastown in Victoria. They send stuff, I'm pretty sure, Australia-wide anyway. So in the 150 Prado, I'm going to build another storage system similar to this. Now, this is the issues I've got. I just want to sort of point out. See here, I've got a cutout so that I can reach in. I'll fill this up with stuff as well. I've got 20 odd litres of water up there. I've got a charger. I've got, this is the access to the water. Bits and pieces sit in here anyway, right? But I made it so I can access decent amount of room. Worst case scenario, I need to get the jack. Bang, the jack's in here. I can get to it quite easily. Now, if I put 2 drawers in here, this is going to get closed off to there. But look, I can still get my arm in like that, undo the clip. So I'm toying with the idea of, I've never used the jack, by the way. I've never had to get it out in, I've never used the jack on any Prado or four-wheel drive at all whatsoever. So there you go. Maybe I've been lucky. I use the vehicles a lot. I did have one tyre issue once where I hit a valve stem and it birded over and let the tyre in. So I just parked it up on in the right area and got a wheel off the ground, and we did it that way. It was much easier than getting the jack out. But anyway, so what I'm toying with, I may put the 2 of these drawers, which I've got in this vehicle, and the Evercool in the new drawer system, but then I think I'm left a little bit short on space for what I want. So I might leave this one the way it is for now and build a new storage system. Basically, it could be exactly the same to fit those 2 drawers in. So basically, what I'm saying is the size of these drawers is awesome. It makes the system you build universal. If at a later date you want to put a fridge in, you can slip those out. Now they bolt in, they've got mounting points at the side, whatever. I'll show you some more detail. I'll add on another bit of video to show you the back, what it looks like, everything, and a little bit more inside. So what I'll probably do, I'm just thinking out loud here, get another one built, get those put in, but I might just flip it left to right. So the drawer, this drawer will go over that side, the space above it over that side, and then so this side I've got fridge, 2 fridge drawers, so up to 60 litres, which is good space, and it's only using the same space a 40 litre fridge is. So really space economical. And I've got 2 fridges that only weigh the same as one of the Evercool ones. So, you know, pros and cons. I'm not saying either of them are good or not. I've never used either of them. I know one person that owns the Evercool, not for very long though. He's happy with it so far. These are a new thing as far as I'm concerned, because I haven't seen them in anyone's car. A bit like Melandy Outdoor Adventure. I'd never heard of them. I was in at Every Battery. That's where I buy my batteries and that. I used to sell batteries, whatever, but you know, I'm too busy, so I gave up on that. I've been just sending people to Every Battery for years. So I was in there getting my batteries. I mentioned we're having a gathering, and they said, yeah, we'll do something for you. Haven't organised what that is yet, but they're going to support us. But he also, in conversation, he mentioned Melandy. I thought, who's Melandy? Anyway, Melandy Outdoor Adventure, awesome couple of guys. So if you need any of that sort of stuff, search up, Google it up, M-A-L-A-N-D, whatever, Melandy. So I'm going to put these 2 drawers in, and I'll come back to you with more information. Perhaps I'll show you the connection and behind the compressor next, eh? So this is the proposal. I'm going to have 2 stacked on top of each other like this. Right, so literally, bang, nice and easy to access everything. Now I've gone for the 20 litre number one. I don't know if I've made a mistake there. I should have just gone 230s, but look, the idea is these, one of the negatives of this option, they quote they only go to -2, so it's not really a freezer. So if you're happy with the fridge and cryo vacuum and all that, happy days, as we say, happy days, right? But if you want maximum space, you can go for 230s. Now, I hear along the grapevine you can tweak these to turn them into a freezer. So my plan is to work out how to do that. Let's go around the back. So just excuse the workbench. It is the dirty old workbench. It's not really dirty, but it's the one that gets all the heavy duty work, and it has for a long time. So just so you know, on this Dometic, you know, not that I care or whatever. Again, not about a brand thing. I don't care about brands. I'm not telling you one's better than the other or anything like that. I don't know. I haven't used them. We'll call this testing, R&D. Go ahead, use an Evercool one, use a Dometic one, whatever you want, and provide some feedback. That's what it's all about, sharing the information. We can help each other out with some good ideas. setting up discounts so that, hey, who doesn't want a discount? Happy days, right? And of course, if it's an Oz Prado Crew discount, then, you know, it's like a group thing. You're going to get better service and just awesome people. So look, C-Cop compressor, which was, I think that was, what was it called? The Danfoss. I don't know if it changed names or someone brought, BD35. They say it's the same thing anyway. So they've both got that compressor, slightly different setup. This has got that deal around there. That one's, it's a different, what do you call that? Condenser. That'd be the condenser, right? I'm in automotive air conditioning, not fridges, but look, let's work it out here, right? That has got to be the condenser, right? Yeah, and that'll be the condenser as well, hopefully. Anyway, so this one's a bit shorter, which is good. So rather than having this one going over the top of it, although it's hollow underneath, so you probably could, if you had 230s, no problem. But my other thinking was just to allow more airflow. It's not really going to matter. This is going to be in the back of the cabinet. The back of the cabinet's going to be open, obviously only open to the back of the back seats and whatever. But when you've got your air on fresh, which you should have most of the time, the air's coming in the front of the vehicle and it's exiting out the back, in behind the back bumper bar. So you've got a constant airflow through the car. So the cooling is not going to be an issue, just like any other fridge really. So no difference. It may look like your refrigerator in the house, and it is very similar looking to that, but it's no different to any other refrigerator. You've got to be able to have the heat transfer. If you've got a car parked in heat, 60 degrees all closed up, it's going to struggle. It's going to pump your battery. Any fridge is going to be the same. Now, just for connections, I'm no expert, but I've noticed 2 wires, so simple as that. You could join onto that with solder, proper join, whatever, and run a wire to whatever plug, an Anderson plug, or you could go direct from your fuse box or whatever and put an Anderson plug or something similar there, right? So that, and same on this one. You could actually even not have a join, because you can see it's just 2 spade terminals here and here, so you could actually get into there and unplug those. And so whatever, just wanted to show you the back of it anyway, what they look like. I'll give you some dimensions as well, right? So I've got 2 stacked together on the bench. Now they've got little feet underneath them. They've got some little feet that probably take up about 8 or 10 mil. So rubber, so they can just sit on something if you like. They don't have to be secured down. They've also got, in the side of each one, there's threads. I reckon they're about 6 or 8 mil diameter. There's 1, 2, there's at least 4. There's a few in the side of each one anyway. So you could bolt through, if you've got it built in a drawer system like I'm planning to, you can bolt it in position, which is obviously what I'll be doing. Probably a couple bolts each side will do the job. Now the overall height from the bench to the top is 501 millimeters, I can tell you exactly. And I reckon that's what I've got in that little opening. I just think what a coincidence that a custom storage system I've already got built is the exact specification to fit these 2 things in. It's kind of like meant to be. Anyway guys, I think that's it for now. That's what we're doing. So I thought I'd better show you the locking mechanism, whatever. So it's obviously just pull the lever to release it, and this is the way it works. So just see those little, there's one each side. When you pull it, it drops down like that. So when you shut it, it's either not shut or it's not quite shut. So you just give it a little bit more momentum and it's shut. And there's no way it's coming open. There's no looseness. It's not jiggling around. The jaws don't jiggle around or anything like that, right? You can see I'm pulling on it, wobbling. It doesn't move. Check out the bottom one. Right, same deal, right? Obviously, while it's not bolted in and I'm on a wobbly bench, it's a little bit, the whole bench is wobbling, But look, it's decent quality to lock it shut. I'm pretty happy with that. And same both sides, right? Bada boom, bada bing, right? Okay, hope that helps.